at the end of internship, as we are giving them good experience, but with that good experience, what are they taking with them? And thought that, will I get a full-time opportunity with the company or not? I'm giving my entire 100% in this.
Yes.
And as a recruiting lead, I sell the same way, that you do great, you prove yourself, you will be eligible for full-time position with your evaluations.
You're listening to IBKR's Census Security. Find more conversations at ibkrpodcast.com. Please remember, any trading discussions are for information purposes only and are not intended to portray recommendations. Please listen to further disclosures at the end of today's episode. Now, welcome to our show.
Hello and welcome to IBKR Podcasts. I'm Stephen Levine, Senior Market Analyst at Interactive Brokers. I'm your host for today's program. We'll be speaking with Gee Vats. She's IBKR's team lead in technical recruitment about this year's internship program and the highly competitive nature of accepting those interns for roles on the software engineering and development side, which is really core to the company's operational success. So welcome, Gee. Great to have you here.
Steve, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have you here. We had a conversation recently with one of the interns we had this summer. That's Juhi Rajumalkani. She was working on our web and mobile platforms. That's Client Portal, Global Trader, IBKR Mobile, for example. She was mainly on the front end, I understand, or user interfaces. And I recall she was just enthralled, really. She was just over the moon about the practical real-world applications of her work. It wasn't just something like that was offline or was theoretical. It was something users actually get to experience from her code.
Wow,
right?
Absolutely.
And this work was right in line with her goals of becoming a full stack developer. I really urge listeners to check that podcast out. But given that, Gee, when you visit college campuses or when you discuss IBKR in terms of, say, its culture or the internship program, what ultimately do you want your audiences to take away with them?
Sure, Steve. So when visiting a campus, which is actually right now what I'm doing, I've been on the road for past almost 2 months now. And yes, it's very exciting to meet students and listening to them. And my goal is to leave a long-lasting positive impression on our audience, which is our students. So here, I want to tell you that what are my takeaways. First thing, what I want them to have is excitement. What they can be enthusiastic, what they can know about IBKR, and what do we do and how we are different. I provide them with the understanding of what we look for in terms of technical skills, what we are offering, academic programs, and our other resource in the company. Then connections, I try to foster a sense of connection about where their passion and IBKR merge. Then the comfort, it's very important for them to feel comfortable and confident in their decision to consider coming to us because, of course, it's scary. Any new decision is very scary.
Yeah.
What I want them to take away is inspiration because it definitely, IBKR has some inspirational stories. And the first one begin with, of course, we all are here because of that success story is Mr. Thomas Pettifree. His story, I always try to incorporate in my visits so people get excited.
It's an amazing story. It really is an amazing story. We have a lot of that in our history video. If our listeners go to About Us in the IBKR.com website, there's so much to that story. It really is truly inspirational. It truly is amazing.
And actually, it's exciting when students come to me and say that, oh, we know what he did, Yeah. I feel very proud of it, that I work for a company whose values are way different from the other companies because other companies, their focus is sales and other aspects. But I think what I've learned, and today's my 4th anniversary of work here. Yeah. What a coincidence, right?
That's great. Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Terrific.
So in my 4 years of journey, I felt that every single person I work with is very much inspirational. Plus, everyone care about the employees.
Yeah.
More than the numbers, they want whatever we have, whoever we are recruiting, we need them to feel comfortable and stay with us for long.
Yes.
And it's very comforting for anyone coming from outside. And if I'm not passionate about what I do, I cannot get anyone in the company. It does not matter. It's full-time recruitment, it's campus recruitment, anything. And when I think the most important thing with the campuses, it's giving them the overall positive experience. So the overall impression of a company is very, very important for me.
And enthusiasm is certainly contagious.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got it, you're going to give it to somebody else. Let's say I'm somebody who's interested in pursuing some kind of software development or computer engineering at Interactive Brokers. What would you say to me to pique my interest in developing my career at Interactive Brokers?
We are a very unique firm. It's this important for me to tell them that we are unique. There are many companies out there that are doing different things, similar things, but why we are unique. Everybody comes to me and say, oh, we would love to work for a financial company. And I stop them there.
What do you say to them?
I say,
it is a financial company, but
we are technology first.
That's right. Yeah.
And financially companies second, you know. However, what is most important for them to understand that our leadership is very authentic, very hands-on. Everyone in the leadership still are hands-on.
Yeah.
You go to them and ask, this is a problem. They will give you a solution because they're still doing it. And the use of technology, how we are trying to automate every single part of the business, not only what people see, but what is behind the scene.
Yes.
Like a small piece of anything in the company, and we want to automate that. So that's great. And then we value our employees. And the number of employees, it still gives me goosebumps, Steve. Trust me. Whenever I say that we are 2,900 something in global employees, but every single person is accomplished something and can say today that I have contributed this for success. So that's a great success story for company, not like 100,000 people where you're just a number.
Right.
I have worked in a company where it's 100,000 people and nobody cares, You go, someone else will come. But here we want to be so engaged with our employees. Yep. What's going on? How are you doing? So I guess that's very, very important for me. Another thing what I tell everybody is longevity. I don't know if you know that or not, but in our software development and technology group, the minimum tenure of any software developer there is 10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
10 years is the average tenure?
Yes.
Wow. That's really something.
Right.
So there's not a lot of turnover in the technical side in software development.
No.
They come here, they stay here.
They stay here. They absolutely
stay here. What keeps them here?
We keep them here, exactly.
What keeps them here? Is it the engagement? Is that?
So a creative environment, first of all. Our developers and people who are technical, they need their mind to work. They are creative. So the free environment of creativeness is very important. Then another important thing what I have heard from people is, what's your hierarchies? That means what they're trying to understand is what I'm going to do, where it's going to land up, right?
Yeah.
Will someone know that what I'm doing in the company? This is a huge deal. This is a big, big deal for anyone, especially coders. They say, all right, I'm just doing a coding and nobody knows what I'm doing. It's incredible that how our leadership from the top is so involved, and software development is one area which is driving this entire company.
Yes. I think it comes down from the beginnings or the very foundation of Interactive Brokers and the whole history of it through what Thomas Petterfy was doing.
Absolutely.
With innovation. I mean, everything that he ended up doing amounted to the introduction of the entire electronic trading system as we know it.
Correct.
And that is absolutely still part and parcel that spirit of innovation and why it's important for technical developers, for software developers, for computer engineers to be creative.
Yep.
Because it allows them to then take what they know and innovate with it.
Yeah. And, we have a video on our career side, writing the software without the bureaucracy. And a lot of students come to me and they talk about it, that this is what appeals us, because we want to do something which is not red tape, which we are not stuck in red tape. So when they say, what is your hierarchies? I immediately get that feeling what they're trying to understand here. You know? And I get this question all the time. How is my growth in the group? And I always tell everybody it's very organic. If you are amazing, if you do what is beyond what we thought, it's not a number that, you're going to get a promotion or you're going to move ahead in 2 years. It can be in 6 months or a year.
Yeah. Or people may just simply really enjoy what they are doing and build on that within those parameters.
Yeah.
And really not want to go into a different kind of role where they might be doing something a little bit different
Absolutely.
because they just love what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, so there's a lot of grounds for the development of really the individual and what they want and need out of their own career. And,
Yes.
and we have that here.
Absolutely. 100%.
So how many interns did we have? I know it's a competitive program.
It's
I
very
wonder
competitive.
what it is that makes it competitive, and maybe illustrate this somewhat by telling us how many applied and how many were accepted, just on the technology side or
Yes.
just on the
Sure.
software development
Sure.
side.
Sure, Steve. So this year we had 22 interns who participated and did fantastic work and all did something great for the company, and everyone is super happy. However, when students come to me and ask me how many numbers of internship positions you have, and I tell them I don't know yet. And they ask me why. I said, because we are not about the numbers. We are about the business need, because we want to give you an experience. When you come in the company, you're not picking up the papers from the photocopier machine
Yeah.
or giving someone a coffee. It's all about work. You're going to be like a full-time employee.
Yes.
People will not even know that you are an intern here.
Yep.
And you will be doing something meaningful where when you leave, they're going to talk about it, that this is the accomplishment of the intern and he or she did that.
Yep.
So that's what we come from. And it all derives from our business needs. And this is one area which Milan, our CEO, is very, very clear about, that we need to give them a meaningful experience rather than just filling our internship numbers.
Yes. With the feedback that we've had from interns in past interviews, we had a podcast, Keys to a Successful Career. We did interview a gentleman there.
Yep.
Juhi as well.
Yep.
When she was talking about this program, there was nothing but positive things to say about it. It was exactly what she needed.
Yes.
And what she could incorporate into her career development.
Right.
That, again, wasn't just something of an academic exercise. It was really hands-on. It was really something that she was able to create and deliver from an end-to-end perspective and have it be experienced from users. I mean, I don't know if that's something that really happens at internships.
Nobody. I have not heard about this at all anywhere. So today our interns are very proud of what they have achieved. We had 22, and I'm pretty much sure you want to ask that how many applied.
How many applied? Yes, yes. Out of how many? Not out of 22.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000
4,000.
applied, and 22 were accepted into the program.
Yes.
Wow. I can't even come up with the ratio off the top of my head with that.
No,
But that is amazing.
0.01%.
I did not realize that it was that vast of a pool to select from. How do you select then? What are you looking for?
So, first criteria is definitely we have a very high GPA requirement because we look for the best, of course.
Yes.
We don't want to settle for less just because, first of all, the internship numbers are like literally 22 numbers, right?
Yes.
And we want to have the best. I'm not saying that students who have less GPA, they're any less. However, it's, of course, this is very competitive.
Do you care about the school rankings where they go to school?
Absolutely. Okay. We look for definitely good schools with good computer science programming.
Okay.
I'm not talking about definitely Ivy Leagues, MIT, Harvard, but good schools with good, computer science programs.
Okay.
Which is very important. And we have some other criteria like should be juniors and seniors, because at the end of internship, as we are giving them good experience, but with that good experience, what are they taking with them? And thought that, will I get a full-time opportunity with the company or not? I'm giving my entire 100% in this.
Yes.
And as recruiting lead, I sell the same way, that you do great, you prove yourself, you will be eligible for full-time position with your evaluations. So we try to turn our interns as full-time employees because, first of all, every single manager I work with, they appreciate this program a lot because simply giving new hire that kind of experience, onboarding them, it takes months. However, these interns, they're already prepped that you're going to be on a speed dating with the company.
Yes.
So you need to wrap up your onboarding very quickly. So the learning curve with these students are just very extensive.
Yes.
And if they can pick up that at that pace and still deliver something,
Yeah.
man, those are our future employees.
So you are looking for a candidate that can fulfill a business need
Yes,
in hit the ground running type of
Absolutely.
basis.
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And then they actually do fulfill that role or that business need, and that business need remains something of a need
Yes, absolutely.
even after their internship ends. And so that
Right.
it makes a natural sense for them to fill
Yes.
that role as a full time.
Absolutely. And because of our criteria, we have very hard technical evaluations. A lot of people fail. And I'm very honest. Whenever I go to schools, I'm very honest that, sorry, we are not looking at freshmen and sophomores. This year, I have met so many people who actually came in their freshmen and sophomore last year, and they came again. Hey, I'm here again. So
Yep.
at least they have something to look forward, not like, okay, we'll see what's going to happen. I think it's always very, very good to be very clear what we are doing, which gives somebody on the other side confidence that this company is very transparent
Yes.
in their process.
Yes.
So,
Yes. It's so important.
yeah.
So what would you say out of that 3,978 that did not
Do well.
make it?
Yeah.
What percentage of that failed these technical requirements?
More than 50%.
More than 50%
More than
of those.
50%. Yeah.
Wow.
However, at the end of internship, unlike other companies, we don't close our internship position till the end. June, the students have to start as interns. April to May, we are still keeping our positions open. So we want to give those students opportunity next time. And we always tell them that, sorry, we are done
Yep.
with our recruiting, but we will reach out to you next year.
Yep.
So we've put all the data for next year, again, reach out to them saying, hey, you applied. We're not able to reach out to you at that time. We were in touch. Would you like to apply again?
Well, that's great. Yeah.
So,
Gives them that
yes.
motivation to perhaps improve their
Yes,
their standard.
absolutely. To keep in touch with them and they know that, okay, company cares.
So in this year's internship program, what were some of the highlights for you? What stood out for you? What stays with you? What do you remember from it that you'll take with you? I mean, maybe some things that you might want to repeat again next year. I know we'll talk about some of the things you might consider as being different for next year's program, but what did you like this year that was new that stays with you?
So, I think collaboration. This year we had, recruiting and HR had a great collaboration. Onboarding. Students had a great experience in onboarding. Everybody came to me and said, we had amazing onboarding. So that's something was very exciting for me.
Okay.
This year we had 2 HR interns, did fantastic job.
Yeah, they were terrific. If I recall that correctly,
Yes.
there was Kelly Clark, I
Yes.
recall, and she was just terrific.
Yes.
Dahlia Pepe,
Correct.
is that right? Yeah,
Yes.
she was also
Yes.
really,
Dahlia.
really on
They
the
both
ball.
were amazing.
Yeah.
And they connected the entire group so well, especially tech interns or employees. They're always shy,
It's
from the-
difficult to adjust to a completely new environment, especially one that you might feel a great deal of pressure from because of the responsibilities that you have that are very
Yeah.
different from, like you were mentioning,
Yeah.
getting somebody coffee or some kind
Yeah.
of assistant type of work. It was all project-based and all at the
project-based.
level of employee project-based. And none of
Absolutely.
that is administrative.
Nothing at all. If I go back and ask anybody, everyone says, oh my gosh, he did this for us and we are utilizing that piece right now.
Yeah.
So that's success for them.
Yes.
That is a success for us as well. And what they're taking back with them and they're talking amazing things. So I'll give you an example, Steve.
Yeah.
I just went to a few schools and Stony Brook is one of our preferred school because Stony Brook is an area in Long Island and great students. So we had 2 interns who did the internship this year. They both came on a booth and they both stood there for hours and talking about their experience. It was very powerful.
Wow. Okay.
One was from networking side, from infrastructure. Other was from development. And I had another alum with me who is our alum right now in another group and a Python developer. And he said, I was here last year and today I'm here. It was so powerful. I mean, the kind of vibe my entire table was having, it was great because those students can relate so well,
Sure.
that, all right, this was alum who was there last year, now today is full-time. These are 2 students who were interns. So this speaks volume.
And it's really amazing to me that there is this population that has not only the interest, but the follow through
Yes.
with what they're doing. And
Absolutely.
I don't know how rare that actually is, but in my experience, it seems to be pretty rare. But here in this company, it seems to be normal.
Yes.
Really.
That's why we are different. That's why we're unique, and these are the things. I didn't see anybody on the other tables. They were alums or, these are our intern ambassadors. And all of the interns this year, they raised their hands to be ambassadors. Everyone reached out to me and said, Gee, if you want an ambassador when you come to school, we are very happy to be the ambassador. And I'll be going to UMass. And one of our interns who interned this year, he's very happy. He's like, I'll be there for you to help you out and tell my story. So this is firsthand experience what students want. And this is powerful.
So I'm sure you're already preparing for next year's program. So how do you anticipate that next year's program might change? I mean, maybe there's some things happening at the company as well that those applying for an internship might want to be aware of as well when they're applying.
Absolutely. So I don't anticipate changes, but I anticipate enhancements.
Okay.
Every year we learn lessons and we try to incorporate to make it better experience.
Sure.
For our stakeholders, which are our managers, experience for the students, every year looks different. So this year in 2023, my focus was to get more females.
Okay.
And in tech intern, I'm so proud to say that we had 6 female interns this year. It's huge success, Steve.
Great.
2021, we had just 1 female intern.
One. And
female.
how many did you have then? Do you recall?
We had in that 11 at that time.
You had 11.
Yeah.
Well, you've doubled the pool.
Yes.
And you've not just doubled the amount of females in that pool from 1 to 2, but rather from 1 to 6. Yeah.
So
that's pretty great.
So 22, we had 3 female interns in tech.
Yep.
Now this year in 2023, we had 6 female interns. So this is a huge success. So now, as been 4 years, I've been visiting schools continuously. Now I know what they want to hear. For females, definitely, I know what I want to tell them, that, what support groups, what is this, what's that. But they want to know, will we be thrown in a fire from day one? Or will we have someone to watch our back,
Yes.
Or is there somebody we can go to? So this is one thing I tell all the interns, you will have your mentor,
Yes.
We do have a mentor program in our organization. The mentorship program in our organization is great. You can learn from somebody totally different out of your field.
It's an ongoing program.
It's
That's not just limited to the internship. We have it for our employees here.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's one thing, and that gives them such a relief thinking that, all right, becoming a part of the company and someone helping us through, not holding my hand and taking me through every single step, but when I need someone, there is somebody.
Yes, yes. And to train that attitude
Yes.
little by little to become more and more independent to gain that voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other thing what I felt is very important is evaluation methods. They want to know what I'm doing is good or bad.
Yep.
Feedbacks.
Do we have those performance benchmarks?
We do.
Okay.
We do. We have those. I created that last year. And with that said, just to let you know, last year we had, in total, we had 13 interns last year for technology, and we turned 9 full-time.
Wow. Okay.
So it was definitely...
That's a really, really great ratio.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all of them had to go through the evaluation. Without the evaluation, we'll not know that how did they do.
Yeah. If you get that feedback from your
Yes.
your manager or mentor along the way,
Yep.
then that's also a sort of reinforcement, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's how they know that what we are doing is right or wrong.
Yep.
I mean, feedback for anybody is very important, for sure. But 10 weeks, if they don't get to know anything,
Yeah.
they're just losing that 10 weeks.
Well, it's certainly important for us because we have
Of
that
course.
business need,
Yeah,
right?
true. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what I've learned, that when interns come in, I take one session with them and try to tell them that what they need to do.
Yes.
Plus, rather than listening from me, it's better you should listen from someone who was an intern, came full time with us. And they can tell you what mistakes they did, what they could have improved, and what they should look out for. All of those things. It's very important. And I think this year I felt more proud because we had a great, as I said, partnership, great onboarding, plus great learning sessions we had. And for tech and software group, I made sure they get a little bit more than that. So I created another lunch and learn session for them only from technical people.
That's awesome. That's really great. We had a lot of really great feedback about the information sessions.
Oh, that's
that
great.
They didn't feel left out. They didn't feel bored by areas that had seemingly little to do with their actual day-to-day in the internship part, but they loved it. They loved all of it. And I thought that was really terrific.
Then I think, another initiative I personally feel should be focused, and I'll definitely work this year, is going to be wellness.
Wellness.
Okay. Initiatives like,
what would that be? What is wellness in how you're constructing it?
Like mental, physical.
Okay.
That they should not feel the tiredness, thinking that, oh my gosh, what should I do? We have some resource that they can talk to people, they can dial in, and they can see that if you're getting overwhelmed, you have some resource.
Yeah.
And the other thing, what I think is global opportunities. One of my interns who worked for one of the groups here, he also had an opportunity to work with someone in Budapest.
Okay, in Hungary.
Yeah, in Hungary. So that was great. He had a great experience. However, I feel that our internship program, hopefully it can go global. We started with Hungary, actually, this year.
Okay.
And we had, I think, 2 or 3 interns for Hungary,
wow.
which was great. But I think if this get expanded, it can be a global exchange of interns.
Where exactly are they located? I know that,
they're all Greenwich.
All Greenwich.
All Greenwich.
Not in Chicago, not anywhere else?
We have some in Chicago, but no technology is in Chicago. Some client services and all, they're in Chicago.
Yep.
But technology is just based in...
Just here. Not in India either.
So India, their education system is very different. That's why their internship is very different.
Okay.
So at the end of their last year, 6 months, they have to do an internship, which is kind of a full-time job. So in India, once someone is doing an internship and after 6 months, if they are doing good, they become full-time.
Well,
nothing changed.
So it's unique to India.
Yes.
Their program.
Correct.
Are there software developers there?
Yes, we do. But here, because of how the education program is structured, that you have this many hours, 2 months of your summer, you can do internship, but you cannot do internship for 6 months.
Right.
You have to come back to school, showcase the work, what you have done, take the credits for that, and take the full-time offer. And once you are finished, then you can start. And because it's a competitive program, I'm so glad we got all your insights into what you're doing, what you're creating. I think it's really fantastic. So congratulations on a great program. And thank you again. Thanks so much for doing this. Absolutely. Really. Absolutely. For our listeners, you can hear more of IBKR podcasts at the IBKR campus. They're also available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, anywhere you listen to your favorite shows. And wherever you might tune in, please rate and review us. We'd love to hear from you. We've also recently launched our new podcast series, Sense of Security. That's Sense, C-E-N-T-S, as in the kind of sense that you might have in your pocket. It's a whole series focused on financial literacy and career development. And for those of you interested in learning all about, say, credit scores or managing a 401k or seeking auto financing, a lot of really great topics, including not only Juhi's firsthand account of her experience as a summer intern, but also from another side of this year's intern class, those pursuing liberal arts-related careers and how they found success at our financial services firm. So you won't want to miss that. And for a full list of financial education offerings, visit the IBKR campus where, as always, all of our educational material is provided to the public at no cost. And until next time, I'm Stephen Levine for Interactive Brokers.
Thanks for listening to IBKR's Sense of Security. As always, there's more content at ibkrpodcast.com. And if you're interested in learning more about Interactive Brokers, visit ibkr.com. We offer more trading education content such as webinars, market commentary, market-related courses, and quant-related articles at ibkrcampus.com. The analysis in this material is provided for information only and is not and should not be construed as an offer to sell or the solicitation of an offer to buy any security. To the extent that this material discusses general market activity, industry, or sector trends or other broad-based economic or political conditions, it should not be construed as research or investment advice. To the extent that it includes references to specific securities, commodities, currencies, or other instruments, those references do not constitute a recommendation by IBKR to buy, sell, or hold such investments. This material does not and is not intended to take into account the particular financial conditions, investment objectives, or requirements of individual customers. Before acting on this material, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular circumstances and, as necessary, seek professional advice.